Dangote, 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 see they buy money. No level, no level.
Everything is connected.
So we've talked about things like importance of school to you and how you value school in terms of hierarchy in a general life perspective. So just to recap, what would you say are some of the things missing in school, in the school system as a whole?
First, I'd argue that school must not be a part of academics necessarily. There's club systems that are working, so you don't need sport in school. And I actually think what I've noticed here in South Africa is that we have sport in school, which often creates a double standard that you as a teacher might perhaps want to fail a learner, but then he's a great player, so he must still be in the school. So in university, for instance, people get bursaries for sport, but there's not enough bursaries for academics. So I'm thinking academics should be higher than sport. Coming from a sports science student.
Of course.
It's like reverse bias.
No, well, if you ask me, I think sports should be an essential in school, because not everybody is gifted in class dominance or class, passing and everything, but you're gifted in talent. So I was just criticizing our Malawian system where we just have the 4 basic sports, and I was sharing how I don't know how to swim until today, and I necessarily don't blame that on myself, but the adults around me when I was young, because that is their decision to make, that take this boy to a swimming class, take this boy to a singing class. I couldn't have made those decisions on my own. You know what I'm trying to say.
I get you, but I would argue that swimming and cycling, in my opinion, are life skills and not sports. I know there's swimming and cycling as sports, but the ability to swim and cycle could even be part of... Do you have life orientation in school?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that could even be part of life orientation.
Exactly.
The thing is, just a few days ago, I was actually looking into the concept of change. And in doing so, I had an epiphany,
Are you about trying to change something in this world?
Oh, yes, that is definitely rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first? Okay.
Rock always wins. Obviously.
Okay, in that case, paper always win if I choose paper.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what do we say? But yeah,
Man, no, in that case, yes, definitely, bro. I mean, definitely. I'm wanting to change something which we all should be wanting to do.
And this thing you're trying. Okay, listen out in your country, something that you want to change. How do you think do you think you have to go through something like to be the president in order to make that happen?
I think not. I think not.
Is it possible to be more powerful than the president?
Yes.
Yeah. How could you exactly get there?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Every country it's financial power.
So financial power is more like financial power. I understand the financial power.
Think about...
Yeah.
I don't want to sound disrespectful now, and I know this is what people say before they sound disrespectful, but if you think about a very, very, very small nation that brings up a very, very, very talented soccer player. Do you know the president of Wales? I don't, but I know Gareth Bale. And if Gareth Bale comes to your home country in Ghana, and the president of Wales goes to your home country in Ghana, who do you think will get more attention?
Definitely Gareth.
Because everybody knows, if you walk around and you say this is the president of Wales, then people might change that, but without an introduction, I'm pretty sure that there's other things that might be more powerful in that particular setting.
Accounting, well, from an accounting student, we have a straight line. This is how you're supposed to practice accounting. We have a code of professional conduct to where we're saying you cannot speak any bad of a fellow accountant. and that code is there and implemented. I don't know if it's there in politics, but it seems we accommodate everybody.
They swear in parliament, hey? We've all seen the videos, right?
You know?
They fight in parliament. Physical fights with fists.
That's a circus.
Madness.
Yeah, man, no, my conclusion is it's a pure subject. Everything is created pure with a good intention.
So if you're given a car that drives as fast as 250 kilometers per hour, but the speed limit is 120, it's up to you, the driver,
Yes.
whether you want to drive 120 or whether you want to drive
Yes.
240.
And question is there someone who stay in the speed limit? There definitely is.
But also you wouldn't know. But also nobody talks about the person that drives 120 where there's 120, because you only report when there's an infringement of laws, right? I mean, it's a way that bad news travel faster than good news, because it's more dramatic, I suppose. Sweden, Germany or South Africa, I don't remember. But I remember once seeing a bursary application form where it said something similar to applicants who have family members working in the department of so-and-so are not eligible to apply for the bursary scheme. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't remember where it was though. And the fact that I remember it in English is probably South Africa. I don't know, I don't want to say, but I feel like it should be the same in tenders. If, for instance, you're applying for a municipal tender and you do have a family relative who works within the department, even if it's just an administrator, you shouldn't be allowed to apply for a tender.
In reality, tenders, tenders are not given to the best qualified person.
Yeah.
They are not. They are not. In reality,
Tenders are not
they're not given to the best qualified person. They are not.
the best or no?
Yeah, the best qualified person. They are not. If the way my friend, our roads might not have been perfect. To be honest.
Dude, there's a concept overseas that a lot of politicians engage in that I know. It's called transparent politicians, whereby it's not many politicians though that commit to it, but those who do, they basically publish all their income as well as some of their membership affiliations on their personal websites. So you'll get a politician that says, okay, I made X thousand rands a year from public speaking. I make X thousand rands coming from my employment as a minister of what, and I'm part of Kwacha United Football Club, the Arsenal fan club, and whatever else you're affiliated with.
There's two pictures, economic and people's lifestyle, you know. And to me, I think if you're going to get into politics, having good intention for the country is not enough. You must love people. You must love people. Because I mean, you're there as a servant for the people. You're not there, okay, I want to put inflation, blah, blah, blah. Of course, there are others who are that oriented, you know. But to me, as a president, you must love people. You have somebody to do that job for you. You have the Minister of Finance to do your inflation rates, to do your interest rates. That's his job. You know, you have, I don't know, your Minister of Education to put your schools together and everything. But you must love people as a one on top. As a president.
For me, I don't think you need to have that much power. Change comes from within. Your own circles.
Very true.
I change from my house.
Flip it.
Yeah.
If you were to have to be the president of a country to make a change, it would mean that only one person every 5 years can change anything.
True.
So since I would assume that we all agree that there's more than one person in any country that makes a change. And no country that I'm personally aware of has more than one president.
No.
So if you turn it upside down, basically it means that there must be more people, meaning people other than the president to make a change, since there is change occurring everywhere.
They're there. They're there.
And that would then be
No, look
this
at
person.
it. Look at it more of from a resource perspective. It's a resource to make change, to be president. It's a resource. It is a platform to make change on a big scale. Yes, there are people who are making changes other than the president. We have members of parliament who pass bills in parliament. We have governors, we have the ministers, whom other than the president are also making changes, you know? But that is at one step perhaps behind the resource.